What's up YouTube and welcome to KangBrosTV. We're just doing a quick reaction video to the Carabao Cup Final. We got a lot of text messages and WhatsApp messages saying you guys got to do a video on this, it's just a reaction on it. We've literally finished watching the game and we've got obviously like everybody else has got messages, messaging group, WhatsApp groups, and in there Arsenal fans literally words that are coming out of their mouths were I don't even care anymore. They were saying it doesn't even hurt anymore. I mean, is it got to the stage now? I mean, the Arsenal fans really just don't give a shit.
Listen, I going by back to what he just said. Like, typically we don't. Like, I would never do something like this because at the end of the day, the team that we follow is in the Carabao Cup. But obviously, like any other football fan, you watch it because you like football, right? Watch that game today, and obviously my phone was popping off for a start. Yeah, like everyone was just like, "This is fucking shit. That's dead." But that's bad. Man. That is so bad. Man City, fair play. Like they weren't even that good today. They weren't their normal clinical best.
That's what I want to say. Like today, you know, when you get whacked up by a team in the final, you think, you know what, fair play. That team was actually on it today, and the better team won. But Man City weren't even all that. They were giving the ball away. They were sloppy in the first half. Second half it was different, but the first half they weren't even that good. So
listen, I'm a fan. I was gonna say, go on, Karen. I was gonna say, I bought one of my friends, who's a very, very good friend of mine. Yeah,
read it out, man.
This is what he said to me in the message. I think I've gone beyond caring now, man. It's so pathetic, toothless. Too many poor players. City with a better team, but only purely on desire. Not out and out attacking, they just wanted it more. Now, come on, excuse me, yeah? Listen, that's my boy, yeah? And he knows that he's wounded, yeah? He's hurting. But going to that point, how can you go into a cup final, yeah? A cup final, when you look where you are in the league, you're out of the Champions League, you just got beat by Osterland, you're still through, but you got beat by Osterland. You're in a cup final at Wembley, as a lot of the kids in that, like, you know, your Wilshires and your Ramseys, for example, they would live and breathe for that moment, to run out in a final at Wembley. How can you come out of that picture and not knowing that you've not given everything? You haven't run and chased every single ball. You haven't fought for any tackle. If you get beat, yeah, after you give 110%, you'll know it because people will be on that pitch and they'll have tears in their eyes and their faces will be red because they'll be like, I've given everything in this game and I've got nothing.
But the joke is, just before the final started, they actually showed a clip of Ramsey and Wilshere talking about the final and how they lost to Birmingham and how they were up for the final. And just as you mentioned there, about as a kid growing up, these are the games you play for. Dead. I mean, the midfielders, Xhaka, Ramsey, Ozil. I mean, let's start on these guys. Xhaka is shit.
He's shit, bro.
He's so shit. Like, I remember a stage that Liverpool fans, and we were linked with him. I was thinking, you know what? He might be an alright player. Not even. He needs to go ASAP. He's not good enough. He's terrible.
He's not good enough. But the thing is, the reason why in today's game, yeah, look, if you're playing against someone like a Silva, yeah, you got to think, yeah, he's he's a top player, yeah, top player. But if you let him play, of course he's going to be a good player. Of course he's going to be a top player, yeah. In a final, everyone, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how many finals you've played, you always have nerves. You're always going to have nerves. It's period. Doesn't matter if you've won 7 Champions Leagues on the bounce, yeah. If you played in the 8th one, you're still going to be nervous because big crowd, everybody's watching this and the other. So Silva's no different, yeah. If you're Xhaka, and I don't know, let's take Vinnie Jones, for example. If you're Vinnie Jones and you go into that final and you're in Xhaka's shirt, right, what's he going to do? The first thing he's going to do, I'm going to rattle Silva and let Silva know that I'm here. Yeah? And the same thing for Koscielny and Mustafi. And Mustafi, oh my God. But the first thing you do is you're going to rattle your centre forward. Boom. By the way, I'm here. Yeah. Say something. Yeah? That just wasn't there today. And like I'm saying, you know, if you let these players play, they're going to tear you apart. Over 90 minutes, if you let them play, they'll beat you. They'll beat you. Arsenal today, you know, Ozil. I like Ozil. I do like, you know, you can't deny the guy's a top player. But this is a final.
There's nowhere to be seen. This is where you need your big players, experienced players, and for the younger ones as well, to say, like, I'm going to put a stamp on this game. And people have been saying it for a while about Ozil. He can be world class, but in the big games, sometimes he just goes missing. And today it's just the urgency. I mean, is it the manager? Is it the players themselves to blame? I do blame the players, and because like you said, they should be up for this game. And Ozil, he wasn't there at all. And the other guy, I specifically remember you mentioning to me, you said Ramsey's a good player. You said Ramsey's a very good player. This was a couple of years ago. I'm not going to say the beginning of this year, but you said to me, I specifically remember you saying that Ramsey was a good player. He's shit. He's not good enough to play in that team. He had I think he had one very, very good season where he surprised me. He was on the score sheet, he was scoring goals. But what does he offer for the team? It doesn't seem like he wants to be there. Like you said about rattling players, Xhaka's not doing it, Ramsey's not doing it. The only player on that pitch for Arsenal I could see that meant something to him, he was throwing it about, he was trying something, was Wilshere. He's the only dude.
And you know what? I'm fair. And you know what? I'll take that on the chin. I will take that. I got nothing to say to you on that because I've always backed Ramsey. I've said, you know what? Rambo's a player. Rambo is a player. That's why I'm starting to think, yeah, like, and this is like, I know this is I'm backed into a corner here. Like after you put it on me there, I'm backed into a corner and I have to try and come out with something. The only thing I can come out with and say, Ozil's a good player. Ramsey's a good player. And a couple of others in that team. Aubameyang's a good player. They've done it everywhere else. So maybe that is evidence to say that it's time for them to change at the top. They need a new manager. They need someone to put a rocket up their arse. You really think, yeah? And again, you might think I'm being harsh here to deflect away from it. But if you had someone like Simeone in charge or Klopp, you really think them man's going to get away with walking around on the pitch like that? Never been. Simeone's the only manager available out there for Arsenal at the moment, I'd say. I know there's Allegri and there's potentially a couple of others, or Ancelotti. Yeah, but if you want somebody for the longevity, as Arsenal do, Simeone's your guy. Yeah, you really think Simeone's going to let them players walk around the pitch like that? Is Pochettino going to let his players walk around the pitch like that? Not even. So. Although I take your point on board, and I got nothing to say because Ramsey looked shit. He looked like he can kick the ball for I know they say they rushed him back from injury, but that's the manager's decision to bring him back from injury if he's not fit. The only player that they say Baby Jack, he's not even a baby anymore, but Jack Wilshere was the one that's putting it about because it meant something to him. And the only other player that to me it looked like it meant something to him on the Arsenal side of things was Welbeck when he came on. When he came on, it was Welbeck. Big shout out has to go to Company. Yeah. Enough respect for that guy. He's been through shit. Injury-wise, he's been for a lot of shit.
That goal meant everything to him.
Yeah, but how? But why is it meaning something to Company, who's been there and won enough trophies? It means more to him than it did to these Arsenal players who ain't won shit.
That's it. And the thing is, it's a Carabao Cup, and you know what I mean. It meant everything to him. And the guy's a proper, true professional. I got enough respect for Company, leader and true professional. So well done today. But the thing is, Mustafi, bro, you've played centre back. I've played centre back. You've played right back, left back. This is basic shit, bro. When I saw the replays, what is he doing? It's like he didn't. Like when you see a defender go up the pitch, or you see a goalie go up for a corner or something. You see them run back like it means everything to them. Anytime a defender is out of position or he goes up too far, he knows I need to get the shit right back, get the shape. What the fuck was he doing?
Before again, I'm gonna keep referring back to it. Yeah, I don't want Arsenal fans to think that we're singling Arsenal out here or anything like that. We watched the Carabao Cup final, yeah, because we are football fans and we watched that final. Yeah. Our team didn't make it. You can turn around and be like, yeah, but you can't say shit because your team didn't make it. Fair, we didn't make it, but I would rather not make it to the final than turn up and play like that and get battered up like that because that was pathetic.
I felt sorry for the fans.
I did. Mustafi, yeah, listen. There's another one of my friends who's Arsenal fan. His name's Pav. He rinses me regularly. He rinses me. He's the Arsenal fan and he rinses me because I'm like, I reckon Mustafi's a good defender. I think he's okay. I think he's a good player. Yeah. But today, it's a final. You're up against one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest striker in the Premier League for the last few years, along with Harry Kane, right? Yeah. The guy needs half a chance and he scores a goal. He needs half a chance.
Yeah, but you talk to me about the mistake.
No, but
you're a defender now. Yeah.
But that's not a mistake. That's not a mistake. That's poor defending. That's not a mistake. It's not a mistake.
No, but it's a mistake in terms of what the fuck is he doing? His positioning.
Listen, the ball, the free kick that came into the box for a start was poor. Yeah, the one that when it went out, that's a poor free kick. Yeah, but as soon as it's gone out of play, I saw both the centre backs. I saw Koscielny running that way. I don't know where he went, and I saw Mustafi running this way. So obviously they've got their men, right? And everyone's picked up their men. So on and so forth. If you're Mustafi, and I know this as a centre back, as soon as there's a breakdown, the first 5 seconds is when they're going to hurt you. Doesn't matter. Whenever dead ball, get your shape, and then turn around and reflect. And then if you want to say something to somebody else, get in here, but do it from your position. Yeah, you can't be offside from a goal kick. Basics, right? Now, from that goal kick, it was a good kick, it was a good ping, right? But if you're this side if you're this behind your striker, you see the whole game, right? And if you know that you're going to get beat by that, yeah, do you know what you do? You have a clever foul, you drop an elbow, you leave a foot in, you do something, but you can call the shots when you're your right side. If you're the wrong side and then you try and take a free kick from there, what are you hoping for? What? Even if that was given a free kick, I hope that, as a defender, he'd be embarrassed because that's not a free kick, that's not a foul, that's good forward play. If it was the other way around and he was the right side of his man, he would be doing exactly that to win the header.
That's it. Like if you put Liverpool, if Van Dijk's there, you want to see your centre back battling that guy. You don't want to see him getting pushed a little nudge in the back. You don't want to see that.
If there was a freeze frame, you would think that it was the other way around. Mustafi is the attacker and Aguero's the defender. Exactly. That's what you would think.
Exactly. Boy,
and this is my point. This is a cup final. Yeah, this is a cup final. This is the biggest thing you're going to have this season, right? I've seen the Europa League draw. It looks tough. Yeah, especially the way Arsenal are playing. It looks tough. So this is the chance for you to win a cup because Man City will be up for it, but they were there to be had at. They were there to be got at today. They didn't start very well today. They were there to be got at, and that is suicidal because that sets a tone for the whole game, and it did. That set the precedent for the whole game. Then the midfielders are just mooching about. It's sad. It's a sad state of affairs.
The other point I wanted to make was Gary Neville. He went in.
Yeah, but fair play.
He went in. Like, the thing is, why I want to make a point though, he said that Liverpool they play better football. Tottenham play better football. Man City play better football. Arsenal used to play good football. They're shit now, right? But then one thing I did pick up on, he didn't say United. He didn't say Chelsea. Yeah. He said that they're stronger teams, which is
they're more efficient. And they're efficient.
And efficient. Because you have to admit, United, they play. We've had this different discussion. United, they play boring football for me personally, but as he said, they're a very strong team, and they're very efficient, like you said, and they're clever. Mourinho is a very clever guy. So what for me, Gary Neville went in, and do you think he was harsh? Do you think he was more accurate?
If anything, he was lenient. If you had that conversation, no, he was. If you had that same conversation, if you have it in a pub, everyone's got a few beers, and you say what you think, and he didn't think there's no cameras there, he'll be cussing. He'll be cussing. Every second word would have been a swear word because it was that bad. It's a cup final. This is your season-defining moment for some of them players. Kolasinac, your first season. Bellerin, Bellerin's won a few FA Cups. I know. Again, Arsenal have won FA Cups. That's fine, but they've never won this cup. Wenger's never won the League Cup. So even for yourself, there's a bit of pride to say, listen, you man, this is big to me because I haven't not won this. Then I can turn around, I've won it all by Champions League, but I've won all the domestic trophies. To come away from that pitch, to know that you can. If you've been beaten by a better side, it will hurt. And you would see it in everyone's face. You would be hurt. You say, I've given everything. I've left everything on this pitch. It hurts because I can't give any more and we've lost the game. You've seen that over the years. To walk off that pitch, like them players did, hair all done, yeah? No dirty knees, right? And I know it's not all about flying into tackles, but to know that you've not given 110% in that final, and I'd love to hear from any other fans to disagree with me, to know that you can't walk off that pitch knowing that you've left everything out there in a cup final is, for me, is shocking.
No, but you know what? You can just tell by the body language. Like the way, when you lose a final, people fall to their knees, they fall on the floor.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
I didn't see none of that shit. Maybe Sky Sport, they didn't really do a good job.
Yeah, they was shit today. The camera work today from Sky Sports was actually dead.
I didn't see no celebration. I saw the replay of the celebration afterwards. Like, what? I'm there trying to watch the scene jumping around. I didn't see none of that. But what I'm saying is, when you lose a final, you see it in the faces, you see it on their shirts and everything. The way they went up to collect their runners-up trophies, if they expected it, that's how they went in the game, expecting that's what was going to be the outcome. Now, the main reason why we did this video, it wasn't because we just want to have a go at Arsenal, because you're going to see all that from the Arsenal fans, right? For me, Arsenal have always been my second best team. He knows that. They've always been, and not just even mine. I'm sure there's those people, when Arsenal with Thierry Henry, Bergkamp, all these guys were there, they just play amazing football. And for me, it hurts me as a Liverpool fan to see what's happened to Arsenal, because they're a great club. They're in a great position in terms of financials and all this kind of stuff. But the big question now is, I want to give our view on it from fans from out of Arsenal, is where do they go from here? I've defended Wenger to the hills because I love the guy, right? But what is the next thing that Arsenal need to do? I mean, they're 27 points behind Man City in the league. I'm not saying that Liverpool are close or Man United are close. We're not. But then the one that is worrying is they're 10 points behind Tottenham. 10 points behind Tottenham, and that's fourth. So you're 10 points off fourth position. It needs to be, for me, it has to be a change now. I've defended Wenger for so long, and I see the guy, I feel sorry for him. It's like having your granddad out there. Literally, you feel sorry for him. You love the guy, but you can come on, granddad, now, come on, innit? That's what you feel like doing. So for me, I want to say to you, what do you think Arsenal need to do now, and what needs to happen? Because, boy, it's not good now, is it? It's just people, I think James Redknapp said it's boring now. It's almost boring now. So, for me, it needs to change now. Wenger, I know he's got he had 2 years that he signed up for, and I don't see him going for another year. I just don't see it happening. What needs to happen? Listen,
cut your losses. If I was Arsenal, the Arsenal board, cut your losses. You're out of the league race. That's gone. Yeah, that's gone for everybody. It's not making sense. But you're now out of the top 4. You're out of that race. Now that for me is frightening because you're now. Put it like this: last season when Manchester United were in this position, they were in the Europa League, and everyone was like, they could win this Europa League.
Yeah.
Right. Liverpool got to the final the year before, and people generally, and they should have. Everyone was like, you know what? Liverpool should win this cup. Arsenal, if you're a fan, any football fan, and if you're an Arsenal fan, be honest with yourself. Are you going to win the Europa League? That's going to define your season. Come on. Come on, you're not. Let's be real. Let's get real. Your second favorite team. I don't have a second favorite team. I don't. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
But I've got respect for Arsene Wenger for what he's achieved at that club. Yeah. I don't have no soft spot for Arsenal. I don't mind Arsenal, but all I'm saying is, for a team of Arsenal's magnitude, you're becoming a laughing stock. Not just. And I know Arsenal Fan TV. There's that thing with Bellerin and all that sort of stuff. Arsenal Fan TV, right? Are fair play to Arsenal Fan TV because they are making the points that you've been trying to pave over for a number of years. Yeah, it's now you can't hide from it. These people pay money to follow that club around the world, and it's becoming a laughing stock. I'm looking at teams below Arsenal now, and they're probably thinking, do you know what? We're not that far off. If Wenger stays another season, we'll catch them. Yeah. And that's what it's like, because Wenger he's gone stale. I think they need to change. I'll cut my losses now and be like, right, okay. New manager comes in, it will set the tempo. You have a reaction. Yeah. Look at that top four. They haven't lost a lot of games this season. They haven't lost a lot of games, and I don't see that happening. The top five. They haven't lost a lot of games.
There's a lot of draws and stuff.
A lot of draws, but they're not losing a lot of games. Arsenal need them to lose games and make sure that they don't lose any more games. And if we're being honest, it looks like they could lose at any point. So that needs to change, and I think they need to cut the losses. Who I'd say break the bank, because you can, is go and get Simeone. Why would he want to leave Atletico? I don't know, but that's the one I'd say. I'd say he's a target. All the other top managers are in jobs, or you wait for Conte to get sacked and you get him.
Do you know what, for me, it's like, just first I used to say, when Arsenal fans or Arsenal lose Wenger, it would be very risky for them because they could just tumble all the way down. But for me, you know what? Just take the risk. Liverpool went through a lot of shit managers. We went through some good managers as well, but we went through a lot of shit to get from where we are. So just for me, you're in a good financial position. Just take the risk now. There's loads of managers that stay for a year, stay for 2 years. They're not good enough to change. Same thing happened to Liverpool, right? We had these managers like Roy Hodgson and stuff. Like, no offense to him because he's like a hero at Fulham and stuff like that. But just take the chance because it needs to change now, and the players will need to show respect to the manager.
And Liverpool, let's be honest, we still ain't there yet. We ain't won a trophy.
Yeah, we're not.
We ain't won nothing. All we know, we're back in the top four at Arsenal's expense. That's all we are at the moment, and we're not guaranteed top four because it's still loads to play for. But the way you can see that something's happening, you'll get the patience from the fans because you can see a transition, philosophy that's in place. Yeah. Tottenham's the same. Pochettino has done madness there because he's gone in there, ripped up whatever was written, and said, "This is how we're going to play. We're going to take it forward." Arsenal is just the same and the same and the same. But that's it. Enough on Arsenal because something needs to give. To finish up this video, to wrap up from my perspective, Man City, tremendous. They are the best team in the country, arguably the best team in Europe at the moment. This is annoying for me because I now think that they're going to kick on. Now they've won the first one. That taste of winning trophies and that taste of success is going to kick them on. They've wrapped the league up. They've won this one. Now it's the Champions League for them. And that worries me a lot because they look frightening, and they do look frightening. As a Liverpool fan, I'd love to. I like playing against Man City because they're going to have a go at us, and that we know we're going to have a go at them. It's worrying. Fair play to them. They were top draw. They deserve to win the game. Deserve to win the cup, and they are now going to set the tone for the rest of the season. And it looks like it could be a very, very blue year.
Yeah. So I mean, people who are watching, just let us know your thoughts on our comments and what needs to happen for Arsenal next. Don't just say Wenger out, but who do you think they should select out of the managers there at the moment, and what really needs to change. I mean, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. The subscribe button's right there.